Leslie. Leslie, see the camera up there?
So I went up and I called 911. And I didn't go to the basement, but when I was on the phone, I could see that there was blood across the family room floor. And Jennifer's school bag was by the basement steps.
Ten years ago, on January the 6th, our daughter was murdered in our home. She was 18. Her name was Jennifer. It was a horrible act of violence. She'd been shot. She had been shot in the head. Our lives changed horribly from that time on.
Your mother, you know, she has a sweet tooth.
Oh, does she?
So, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
After our tragedy, it left us with just Brian and me and Mason to put the family back together as best we could. But that was a pretty difficult task given the fact that Mason was 20 at the time, and after the murder of Jennifer, he was arrested and tried and found guilty of murdering his sister.
Jennifer had sustained 3 gunshot wounds to the right side of her head, from the temple over the right ear, and she sustained 2 gunshot wounds to the chest area, in and around the area of the heart. And those were that was the cause of death.
She screamed, and there's blood in this, and there's a trail down the basement steps. So I went down the basement, and that's when I saw Jennifer.
Don't use your fingers. Don't use your fingers. Get your finger out of there. Did you wash your hands?
Absolutely.
Not.
There you go.
Is this a two-person operation?
This is a two-person operation.
Absolutely.
Because they're defrosted. From the time of the crime through to the time of our first family visit, we had never been alone without supervision. They did not want us to have a visit with the 3 of us at all.
They said, we don't want to give you private family visits because we view you as a risk to your parents, or possibly your parents as a risk to you. Mom, do you want to turn on the oven?
For the
French fries?
Mm-hmm.
So.
One of the concerns was the length of time we would be alone with Mason when we made a visit. And that means that we're 72 hours unsupervised. It would be just Brian and myself and Mason. They call on the phone 3 to 4 times a day to have everyone show their face at the door. But other than that, we're alone. We're all alone.
So there is knives here, and I think that their fear was that if they allowed a private family visit and I did murder or hurt my parents, that they would be held liable for that. I gotta get that. Okay, you have to do a visual on everybody? All right, thank you. There's there's an officer, and he's asked that we step out for a visual inspection.
Did you get everybody?
All righty, thank you.
Right from the beginning, he was adamant that somebody else had committed this murder, and that he was an innocent victim. To the best of my knowledge, to this day, he still maintains his innocence with regards to the death of Jennifer Jenkins.
Should have been me. She never did anything to anybody in her whole life. She was 18 and she was going places.
For what we're about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful and ever mindful of the needs of others. Amen.
Thank you. Amen. Is that possible? He just wasn't violent.
I think we're done.
He was wanting desperately for us to believe him.
So it was out of the question in your mind that it was a deliberate act of murder on Mason's part?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I just can't imagine. I can't imagine that he would actually hurt Jennifer.
Can you think of any reason why he would?
No.
Our town of Chatham is approximately 3/4 of an hour away from Detroit. I think they call Detroit the murder city, and they have approximately a murder a day. And here in Chatham, we have maybe a murder a year. Unfortunately, 1998 was our year. So the night that Jennifer was murdered, we came home. Brian had been getting his car fixed, and I had picked him up. Probably 25 minutes earlier, I had talked to Mason. Mason was sounding fine, very natural, no problems, no concerns. We came into the house. Brian went one way, I went the other, and then we called for the children, and the house was fairly dark. Nobody answered us at the time. And then finally I came to the basement and decided that we would have a look downstairs to see where they were and what was going on. So I went partway down the stairs and looked to my left, and I saw a body.
1715 ambulance emergency.
Yeah, it's 28 Jasper. There's blood in basement. We need help.
Okay, what's going on?
My husband can't, I don't know, he's in the basement. There's blood, it looks like.
Two kids?
Two teenagers.
Okay, are they conscious, talking?
Brian, are they conscious? No.
No? Listen to me, ma'am.
It's Jennifer, it's my... Pick up the phone. Hello.
Hello? Okay. Where is she right now?
She's on the basement floor.
Okay.
Blood is coming out of her, like it's stopped, but it's soaked up.
It is. Okay. You're absolutely sure she's not breathing?
She's not breathing a thing.
What's her color like?
Well, she's white.
She's white?
Her head's, it's covered in blood sort of thing, and there's no life here at all.
There isn't. All right. Is she on her back?
She's on her back now, yes.
Okay, then. What I want you to do is I want you to just gently tilt her head back, put one hand on her forehead.
What? Tilt her head back, sir, yes.
Okay.
Well, she's kind of cockeyed here.
She is.
Oh, my God, Jennifer. Oh, honey. Oh, shit.
I mean, we knew that this family unit consisted of 4 people, and one of them was missing. And we didn't know if Mason had suffered the same fate as his sister Jennifer.
Okay. Now, you don't know if anybody else was in the house?
I don't know where her brother is.
What I'm concerned about is if something happened to her in the house, is that person still in the house?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay. Well, we've got the police coming, okay?
For all we knew, Mason may have been shot as well. He may have been shot and been able to make it to the backyard or a neighbor's yard or in a bush somewhere, and we didn't know where Mason was.
So you're saying that on the night of the murder, he actually fled from the police on horseback?
Correct.
I went to my cousin's house, and so I saddled her horse. But I wasn't really trying to hide, and I wasn't really trying to get away. You know, when you ride a 1,200-pound animal through the middle of the city, across 3 or 4 major intersections, you're not really trying to hide.
The death of Jennifer, occurred sometime between 4 in the afternoon and basically 5:10 p.m. We needed to get as much information as possible as soon as possible.
You okay, Brian?
Yeah.
My first interview with Brian was approximately 7:30 p.m. That was, 2 hours, 2.5 hours from the incident.
Camera up there?
Yes.
No, I know this is difficult for you. Do you remember what she was wearing when you went downstairs?
Well, that's it. Like she had a pair of slacks on. She was fully, but everything else was blood.
I'm sorry.
It was blood. Like her corduroy jacket was soaked. I tried to stop, but she was dead. Shit. Oh.
I'm sorry, Brian.
So am I. So am I. What the hell? You have a family and then you don't have a family, so what? What the hell? We haven't done nothing. We don't deserve this.
I rode to the end of our street, and I wanted to make sure my parents were okay. I decided to go from there because all the police cars and stuff were still there. I just needed time to think.
He's always been in trouble, but it had never, ever been anything violent like this. He had stolen cars, and he had been robbery and things like that. He had never assaulted anyone. We just couldn't believe that Mason could do such a thing.
The violence part, Leslie and I were drilling and going over and over and over. The violence part has never been violence. Never, ever, ever. And even him. Like the violence has been behind the wheel on escapes and different things, but no violence.
I ended up taking a vehicle later on. About an hour later, the police came and arrested me.
Mason, this is Detective George Vieira. I'm here to talk tonight.
You okay?
My knee's swollen out a little bit.
What happened to your knee?
It happened with all this stuff that went on.
You okay?
I was young and I'd never been through interrogation or anything like that before.
How are you doing?
Not good. I really want to be with my family.
I know. This is not an easy time.
No. There's no way that should ever happen. It was because of me.
I know you feel really guilt about that.
I don't want to go. I don't feel like I want to go on. That's my little sister.
During the course of that interview, Mason provided me with a version of events, which basically consisted of he saw a white van pull into his driveway. 4 males came out of the van. 2 of them had weapons. All 4 entered his residence.
There was 4 other people involved. It involved me leaving the house, and one of the people went back into the house. I don't know what happened. I never saw what happened because they put me into a van.
And basically these 4 bad guys take Mason away and kidnap him.
2 of the people were carrying guns on them. I don't know what kind. When they came to the front door, I fired my gun. I didn't hit them. They came upstairs, and when you have 2 guns pointed at you and nothing left, they took my gun.
We had some concern with that story. It frankly didn't have a ring of truth to it.
Clearly, we believe at this point that Mason is responsible for Jennifer's death. We wonder why.
We believe that Mason is responsible for Jennifer's death.
Yes.
You're trying to support your children, and you have 2 children. One is dead. The other one is accused and tried of murdering that child. So that in itself tears you between children that you raised and that loved each other. And it was just a horrendous spot to be.
My perception is that he really truly loved her.
I'm not defending this other guy.
I know.
I'm not, but also too, like he's got the record, but no record of violence.
This is the sister that we're talking
Yeah,
about.
we're sick, and there's no problem with them, other than just normal brother and sister shit.
He was not a violent person, so we would have no reason to suspect that he would do this horrendous thing.
Brian and Leslie chose to support Mason. We decided as a family that we were going to support Brian and Leslie.
We did have a call from Mason, and he claimed that he was innocent, and at that point it was, we can't deal with this, whether you're innocent or not, we just have to wait, because at that point we were also trying to deal with the death of Jennifer and the arrangements and making a funeral and a tribute to her while we're still being questioned by the police. Most families who have lost a child are allowed to grieve. We weren't allowed to grieve because the police repeatedly called us in for questioning. What was worse, the police wanted us to say things that would help them convict our son. That's a horrible thing for a parent.
But there's only so much right now. We're dealing with what we got to deal with, and
Absolutely.
if you don't have to tell me,
Okay.
I know it's not pretty, okay? But right now, we sort of need to keep Jennifer pretty.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Brian said to me, I'm racking my brains trying to understand why.
And I'm trying to keep people from asking that question at this particular
And Brian
time.
says to me, and my wife tells me, right now, we can't worry about why.
Mm-hmm. And today, we can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
I know.
We have to get through this, and at this particular point, for you to know, Jennifer was a little perfectionist. If she was going out, things had to be pretty perfect. She was very slow and methodical, and the hair had to be right. And it was just, she was a nice kid anyway. But the kids called her Pokey, and she had a necklace of Pokey. And in this particular instant, we will not get another chance to honor her. And it needs to be right. And we don't get to do it again. And I can't conjure anything else. I know you need to. I know it needs to be done, but I can't go there.
I know.
Okay?
I can understand that.
He was a cute little kid. He was, those dark brown eyes. They were both cute as buttons when they were little. Boy, he was a cowboy, and yeah, he loved the horses. And Mason was very mischievous. He was always getting into trouble. He would climb out of windows and climb up trees, and he was very adventuresome. And where Jennifer was, she didn't get into trouble like that.
Mason would get in trouble for stealing cars. And oftentimes he would take them, have a little joyride, bring them back, fill them with gas, wash them, and if he could put them back in the person's driveway, he would put them back.
A lot of criminals come from homes in which there are serious social problems, drugs, alcoholism, and crime, and so on. Was this the case with your family?
No, heck no. We did not partake in drugs or alcoholism or whatever the heck that is. It's Brian. Brian Jenkins calling.
Hi.
No, you're a valued account of mine. And I'm a sales agent. We sell industrial chemical to factories, transportation, like is in big commercial fleets.
No problem.
And appreciate your business.
I originally started off as going to school to be a public school teacher, and I did that for a while. And then gradually I got into the field of mental health and became a mental health worker.
We just were normal folk. We don't.
Any criminal history?
No, none whatsoever.
The trial went on for 3 years. Mason was struggling with the criminal justice system, and we were struggling with a fight just as devastating. After the murder, we knew that we needed to go out, and we knew we needed to be out in public so that we didn't feel ashamed.
Acquaintances, good acquaintances or different things would stop dead in their tracks and go the other way. You know, like they see us, you know, 50 feet away, and then it's clear they went the other way to avoid us, like the plague.
Ready? Come on, girls.
Some of the family could escape the stigma. Brian's sisters, for example, they had married names and lived out of the city, so no one knew that they were connected to the case.
Who's that?
Somebody ringing the bell?
Yes.
Oh, look at them.
Hey.
Hello.
How are ya?
Come on in.
Here's to the clan.
Have you seen Brian?
It's a terrible secret. And because I don't live in Chatham, and because I'm not a Jenkins, people do not associate any of the crime with me. So I've been able to sort of hide.
One night I was out here and I saw something move at the back.
My two little girls, they don't even know. My husband's family don't know. But how do I tell them? What are they going to think about me and my family? Because sometimes people can be cruel and they can be very judgmental.
For Brian and I, in Chatham, there was no escape. We sort of are imprisoned because we can't get out of this life. In a way, it's a life sentence for us, too.
Jennifer was murdered in this chair. The chair itself was exactly where I'm sitting. Right exactly where I'm sitting is basically where it was a large wing chair, and it sat right here. Behind me there was a coat rack, about 3.5 feet high. She was doing what she does, is eat popcorn and watch her soap, and the TV was over to the right of the room, and she was murdered. And there's people that have approached us, why in heck would you like to stay in the house of well, that's our home. That's our home. That's all our good feelings and things. Like, we've been here for years, since 1981. And so, never given me a second thought about living anywhere else other than just here.
Mm. And then in retrospect, of course,
you know, all the rest of the
we
stuff
didn't
that
think
goes.
of selling, but who would want to buy it at that point?
We don't need your home anymore after tonight, so we're going to yank our people out of there, which means it'll be free and clear for you to go in if you wish. What we're hoping and what we prefer, obviously, is that if you let us go in there and do the cleaning up first before you go in there. Do you have any problem with that?
You haven't done any of this cleanup yet.
No, and that's why we want you in there. I spoke to...
Well, maybe we won't want that.
Okay, that's not a problem.
That was the issue that I was wondering.
Maybe we won't want that.
You won't want us to clean that for you?
That's right.
Okay.
That's our home.
That's true.
And if in fact we get it back at a time and you haven't cleaned anything up, we got a mess to clean up, and we're going to clean it up. And if we have the choice to do it.
Yeah, that's right. No, I know. Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins.
I know where you're coming from and kindness and everything. That's where I hope you're coming from.
Yeah.
But you let us decide. I got some clothes in the I'm the last one to see my daughter. And I gotta get back there. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So don't you touch a goddamn thing. I don't care if you shit in the place and all over it. It's our home. Understand? So don't touch a freaking thing. We might want you, might not. I don't know. But that's our. We gotta grab onto every inch of anything that we got here to keep this thing sane. The insane thing that it is. So back off. Back off, George. I'm telling you.
Oh, Brian. He's just really suffered and aged, and he's lost over 100 pounds. He's developed diabetes. He used to be so jovial and happy and bubbly and always the joker, and you can tell that he really has to try. He wept. And I remember holding him and him saying, I'll never be able to walk my baby down the aisle. And he was just sobbing.
He went to prison, and the appeals continued on for several more years.
From the initial meeting with Mason Jenkins, he was adamant he did not kill his sister. There was 4 men came to the house. They shot her because of some debts he had or something to that effect. And from that point on, he never once changed his story. He was not responsible. He was going to appeal it. He was clearly wrongfully convicted. He was innocent.
I'm sorry, but my lawyer said not to say too much because he wants to look into some things about.
I had asked for my lawyer, and I had on a couple occasions throughout the interview, I had said my lawyer doesn't want me to talk to the police.
And he just said, for a change, Mason, keep your mouth shut and let me do some things. Because usually I blab and blab and blab and get myself in deeper shit.
And then Detective Vieira would come in and he would say, oh, I just talked to your parents, or I've been in contact with your parents, or, your parents are doing this. So it was like, and I wanted to know what they were doing, so it was like almost baiting me to talk.
And I don't know who I have to answer to? Your mom and dad. I know. Your mom and dad. And your family's pretty concerned about you too. Your mom and dad are concerned about you. I don't think I did it, dude.
My lawyer, he didn't want it admitted as evidence, and so he brought a motion, and the motion wasn't successful, and the interview was admitted into evidence, and it was played at my trial. It was very damaging.
Do not believe that there was anybody that showed up at your house. In a van. What are you trying to say? The story doesn't make sense. What am I trying to say? You're here. Your charges were murder. Right. I didn't murder anybody. I got no reason to lie to you. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Sure you do. I don't have any reason. You're here for first-degree murder. You have reason to lie. You have motive to lie. I can see that. Yes. Did you hate her that much? No, I didn't hate my sister. Why would I hate my sister? She bent over backwards for me. Yes, she did. She cares more than, ever than anybody for you. Huh? She had more faith in me than sometimes my parents did. Yep. I got no reason to hate her. I got no reason to blow her fucking head off. I have no reason, whatsoever to do anything like that. I told you she was shot in the head.
So he just said, I'm guilty. For myself, it was more freeing simply because now he was telling the truth. Brian had put much more into the belief of innocence for yourself, right?
Although I've already put the closure to admitting to myself that our son did kill our daughter, and that's good enough for me. And this is as good as it gets for us to move on as a family unit, you know. So,
one last thing about this: do you have any idea why he did it?
I think it was myself. Okay. I think it was just a terrible, terrible freaking accident. Come on in, you're out.
We've been waiting for you. Where are you guys?
Right here.
Oh, hello. Oh, hi. So good to see you.
How are ya? There's my brother.
My little day and night angel for a couple of days. What? Hello.
Oh, good to see ya.
Have you ever talked about the details of the crime with Mason or with Brian and Leslie?
Yeah, no.
Never?
No,
10
we
years?
haven't.
This is where we've been recording his blood sugars.
Yes.
But we've used that.
We can't have an honest and sincere, real relationship with him or with Brian and Leslie until we're able to talk about things freely.
Okay, Brian, it's time for me to go.
Yes, go see your son.
Give me kisses.
Safe trip.
Oh, be good. We Don't are get not caught at a hard people with guns, and we needed to know how the gun got into our house. You know, it was just inconceivable that this would have been anything but an accident. So just by telling us he's guilty is his first step, and now he needs to start to explain why, what happened, what he was thinking, those kind of things. So they all take time, and they will come at his time. We are helping him. We have said to him, at this point, we would just like to hear the truth so that we can all live with it and put it behind us. I think we just kept it, you know, he's ours, he's our son, Jennifer's our daughter, and in the family unit, it's time to tell the truth, but we didn't go through the steps, step by step. We didn't see the purpose in knowing all the details. There's enough pain to deal with. It sounds terrible, but, you know, Jennifer was dead, and there isn't much beyond that can get more horrible, and, you know, you have to deal with that. Her death and the fact Mason's guilty.
How the hell would this happen? And I couldn't get it around my head that my son would kill, our son would kill our daughter. So I was on denial until it was proven in my head that in fact he did pull the trigger and he did kill in the form of an accident.
Barrier, please.
We know the truth. We know as he said, he's responsible for it. So we would like just to put it behind us so we can continue on, not to forget, but just to get this big elephant out of the room, so to speak. Just to get it on the table and move past it.
Good there. All right.
That's it. Unopened by human hands?
I hope so.
Absolutely. You can take that.
I don't know what people are looking for, what facts, what, why they want to know. My parents know that my sister was shot. My parents are the ones that found my sister. Hello.
Oh, hello there, honey.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Happy to see ya.
There we go. Get the formalities out of the way.
The formalities.
You have a good drive?
Yes, I did. A good drive. A long drive.
Yeah, let's put this here. Suppose you want to pat me down?
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you.
Good to go.
Good to go? And start lunch now?
Oh, it is.
I'm very hungry. So, ready to go.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Take care, folks.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Leslie, aside from knowing that Mason did kill her, do you know anything at all about the events of that evening or what happened or why it happened?
We have details. I have no idea why he did it. He certainly, I have no idea why he did it.
Have you ever had a conversation with Mason in the last 10 years or so about what happened that night?
No, not about the exact details, and some of it was, as we said, because of court and the implications for Mason and the case. We know that Jennifer was murdered. We know Mason has told us that he murdered Jennifer.
So you're saying it was an accident?
Yes.
Essentially? Is there anything that you want to ask at this
Actually, we've always said, we felt that it was an accident. We didn't know that. We also thought it was a bit strange that he would leave his sister. We would have expected a 911 call. Obviously, I also understand the panic. We feel badly that he certainly didn't do a 911 call and was not able to see his way clear for that.
Do you know anything besides that about what happened?
In details at this point, no. We haven't discussed all.
But Jennifer was shot.
I know Jennifer was shot and multiple times,
Yeah.
and but you have not provided that explanation as to the details of that.
Well,
And then that we came home, to the point that we
Yeah.
came home. You haven't given the details of all of that
yeah,
to the minute we walked back in the door.
right.
Would you be prepared to share those details?
Today? Yes and no. I'm prepared to share the details, but it's some of it I've blocked out of my mind as well. So I basically what happened was I came down the stairs. I had the rifle at the coat rack. I put the rifle on top of the coat rack. I hit the rifle and the rifle went forward. When I grabbed the weapon went off. And that's the initial shot. So after that, there was a series of, I checked for a pulse. There was no pulse. She wasn't breathing. I didn't, any of that. And there's things that I don't want to discuss, and there's things that I choose not to remember. So that's it in a nutshell.
I don't believe that he should ever be let out of prison. Mason took Jennifer's life, and he should pay with his own forever. And 15 years is not the price. Or 25 years is, how can you put a price on Jennifer's life? You can't. So he should pay with his own life, and he should be there until he dies.
Count up. This is a stand-up count. Stand for count.
I am part of Mason Jenkins' case management team, which consists of himself, his parole officer, and myself. So I have a say in decisions regarding his releases, passes, trailer visits, that type of thing. I also do a monthly report on his progress.
And I grabbed the gun, and when I grabbed the gun went off. Then that's when my sister got shot.
So she's on the floor.
Yeah.
And she's clearly, in your mind, she's clearly dead.
She was in the chair.
And she's in a chair.
Yeah.
And then what did you do?
That part's hard for me to talk about, because I started thinking about what can I do, and then for some reason it's like, I'll make it look like somebody else did it. When I came up with a story, I'm like, well, somebody isn't just going to shoot somebody once. So that was the hardest part. I was multiple shots. So, but
because when you go to the parole board, you know, they're going to go through step by step, every little thing.
Yeah.
And some of it I think they're going to find hard to believe.
Yeah.
Because I mean, from what you told me,
Yeah.
your sister and you were really close.
Yes.
So for me, I find it hard to believe that you could just shoot her and then just leave.
I was, when I was there, like I said, I was emotional, I was upset. I checked for vital signs, I checked, I cried, it was emotional.
Because to me, someone who you loved and your sister who's so close, to point a gun at her and shoot her 4 more times.
Afterwards, I know.
And then I think, did you move the body and to move her?
Yes.
He dragged the body down into the basement from the living room, and you'll see a trail of blood leading from that chair, leading to the basement. And when you look down, there's a runner on the stairs going into the basement, and you can see blood on the runner going all the way down.
The horror. Once some of the facts were released, and how Jennifer must have suffered. I just wish Mason would have said this at another time. You know, just because Brian has been very, very sick.
Is that enough water?
Yeah, I will do.
I'm gonna go see. I don't think you have any aftershave.
Brian needs his strength and his mind to get better from being sick. Did they really need to know at 11, 10 years later? Because they have. They've lost their family. You don't have four people sitting around their kitchen table
having breakfast or lunch, supper, Christmas time, Nobody sitting around the tree with them. Easter.
Maybe you can go out dancing now. You're all cleaned up. Okay.
Why did you hold to the idea of his innocence for such a long time?
Because I wanted to believe. Because I wanted to believe that fact. But it was truly the understanding of why this would happen at all on just when it was on January 6th, and then Mason and his sister were together at Christmas, and the admiration of each other. I could stand back Christmas morning and observe that and the stuff, and then for that to happen like a week later, and it just, so that stuck in my mind. How in heck would that kind of love be a murder thing within a week?
We talked about it before. I was a little confused because one thing that stuck out in my mind is when you said you shot her and you knew she was dead, right?
Yes.
So why would she be shot 4 more times if she's dead?
That was because in my head at that time, I thought that if there was more, my story was that there was more than one intruder, and something like that. So it would look more like a gang type.
So they would all come in and each one would shoot her? Like 4 shots, like here, your turn, your turn, your turn?
No. I don't know, but I didn't know at the time.
Because it sounds weird. I mean,
I know.
if you,
But I'm not thinking at that time straight, I guess. I was just mixed up.
So you thought, okay, I'll
Yeah.
shoot her 4 times, like 4 people came in and each took a turn, and then I'll go write a note that they left, that we were here and we shot her? Or?
No,
I don't get that.
It wasn't like that. It was, at that time, it was just like, I wrote the note, but I wanted to deflect the blame.
I'm just saying, like the prologue, they're going to say, okay, so you shoot her 4 times, thinking there might be 4 people, so each person might have shot her. Then we're going to be here and we're going to leave a note that we were here and we killed Jennifer, we killed this person, and then I'm going to hide the gun, because I don't want to have the gun, but I'm going to hide the gun.
It seemed rational at the time, and it seemed rational at that moment, but until somebody's in that situation, nobody can say what they would necessarily do.
Because they're going to ask you all this. They're going to say, how does this make any sense?
Yeah, it doesn't. It can't make sense.
It sounds hard to believe.
Yeah. None of it was straight. None of it was
It was just
rational.
in the panic, all this just came to mind. Do this, do that.
It was panic. I'm like, well, if I'm taken away, how did I have time to, I even thought about this later on. How did I have time to write a note? So some things may not make sense, but that's the way it is.
I'm just playing, devil's advocate, because
Yeah.
to anybody who would read it would go, what?
Not only did he shoot his sister, but he shot her 5 times, and he shot her with a single-shot .22 rifle.
He shoots her in the chest, and then he has to stop and reload the weapon and shoot her again, and then stop and reload, and again, this time to the head, and then again to the head, and again.
All she did was love me and care for me. And who gets left out? The fucker. Me, I get fucking off scot-free or off whatever. What did she do? She gets bullets in her. Me, the asshole that should have. I'm still alive. I don't care if I'm here or whatever. I'm still alive and I shouldn't be. She should be. She was going places.
Jennifer is the child that everybody wanted. All of her friends, all of their parents, it would be if her friends were with her, it was, well, you're okay. You're with Jennifer Jenkins.
Hi, Jen.
Jennifer, she was such a good person. She really was. She was a good daughter. She had lots of friends. She was very shy, so she would giggle, and she just had a really sweet way about her.
She was so bubbly and everything, and this circle of friends and she seemed to be the focus, and they just came. Jennifer was the magnet of the girls.
We decided we were going to go and look for a wedding dress for me. And so she helped me pick out my wedding dress. And that's a memory that I'll cherish forever.
There's Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Wave to camera.
Every year on the anniversary of Jennifer's death, my mom and my dad and I set time aside, and we make sure that we have contact that day and that we all speak on that day. When it's a nice sunshiny day outside, we'll call it a Jennifer Day, because that's just, she liked that, and that was her spirit. And, although I've been convicted of the murder of my sister, that doesn't change our relationship that we had and that I loved her.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Pretty good.
Did you do anything special, for Jennifer yesterday?
Well, the special thing was your mother and I spent the day have a meal together, and that was neat. So.
No. You sound a little bit whooped.
No, I'm not whooped. I'm here. I'm anxious to get home and get on with it. And no, I'm not tired.
Trish is coming to pick you up?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll
Tomorrow.
be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing that I'll miss is I won't have Jennifer to do those things for me later on.
No.
In life.
Nope.
That's some of the stuff I was thinking about yesterday.
Right.
So it gets to you every once in a while, and especially on that day, especially.
Yes.
I sit in my cell and I think and.
Yep. Yep.
I'll miss that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
wow.
Once it was supposed to be like Mom always said after you guys are gone that we'll have each other, and
yeah.
Now I think about, well, when you guys are gone, I won't have anybody.
Yeah.
So it's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Here's your mom.
You take
care. Sign off. Yeah. You too,
love
son.
You.
Okay, love you back. You know that, and we'll be moving forward. There we go. Here's your mom.
All right. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
All right. I've got the vibe. I was trying to talk a little bit about Jennifer, and he kind of just didn't. He seems like a little bit. I said, "Are you tired?" And he's like, "No, I'm not tired," but he seems a little bit.
A little bit tired.
Withdrawn, or.
Well, maybe
but
not.
But it's a hard time for him too, right?
Definitely a hard time, and.
We're not always talkers.
No, we're not always talkers.
How do you raise two kids that are so different? They were both taught the same thing. They were both treated the same.
There is some indication that Jennifer was sitting in a chair.
There's big indication of Jennifer. I know that.
But that's not where she's found.
No, it is not. And she was placed where she was found.
And we once again ask ourselves why.
That's right.
And we say to ourselves, not only that, but
it was covered up.
It was covered up.
And that is something that I have.
Hitman that comes to your house.
Exactly. They don't take time to cover it up, and I did say that to Mason. Like,
not going to care. But, and please don't be offended by this, because we have to look at every possibility.
I will tell you. I know, because it was after the fact that we saw the chair, that we saw the blanket.
Yes.
And what an odd picture it makes.
If she had been left in the chair,
we would have walked in the door and found her.
Right away.
That's right.
And the person didn't want you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The person wanted whoever was coming in that door to keep coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And you were supposed to be the next one in that door.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that thought has been there too.
And we here,
mm-hmm.
after talking to many people, we have many more people to talk to, say to ourselves, one of the possibilities is that either mom and dad, or just mom,
mm-hmm.
was also a target.
Mm-hmm.
because not that I sound cold or callous or insensitive. Jennifer is on that carpet for one reason and one reason only, and that is to keep her from being seen by the person that comes in that door. That is the
And that is the
only
question.
reason.
You know that we called to Brian's mother, and we called in fear. You know that?
That you called Brian?
Well, you know that we said, did Mason do this? If Mason did this, Mason's not here. Where is Mason? What has happened? What terrible thing has happened?
Right.
We called to Brian's mother thinking, what if he went out there and what if, basically, we're looking at a madman on a rampage.
Exactly.
All right?
Exactly.
So this is not bizarre and unnatural for you.
It's a thought that's crossed your mind as well.
My fear.
The police suspected that his plan was to kill each and every one of us. And they came up with that one fairly quickly when they started their investigation. It's not one that we have ever really felt was a valid. It's always there. He was never tried. They didn't sentence him. It was in the trial, but he wasn't charged with that. But it seems to keep coming back.
As you know, the theory of the Crown was that Mason intended to murder you as well as your wife, and there are still some concerns that if and when he gets out, he might try to finish the job. Have you no concern about this?
No concern whatsoever. No concern, and I believe my wife has no concern whatsoever about that issue.
Our theory in this case is that this was a premeditated murder. On the dining room table, 2 documents, 1-page documents, very simplistic, and basically those documents are 2 wills, and these wills both say, if I die, everything I have goes to my spouse. And if we should both die, then everything that we have goes to our son.
What do you read from that? What do you think that says? Basically.
I don't know. It's a testament, it's a will and testament from me, which is totally not right. It's not from me. I didn't write this piece of garbage, and that's not my signature. I leave all property and possessions to my son, Mason J. Jenkins, and appoint him executor. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. That's a bunch of shit. So, that's what I think of that.
And that caused us, some concern and provided us what we thought was possibly a motive.
I'm not really certain what made the police believe that. To this day, I don't understand.
The will. I'm not really clear on the will. Mason will have to explain more of that. He wrote a will for us because we didn't have a will. So in his writing of that will, I don't know, what did you do with it?
No, it was, and that's where I come into being confused about why they would leap to that conclusion. We had talks about insurance and things like that, and my parents had often said that they would have to get a will.
But in the circumstance of you come home and you find that Jennifer is dead and there are wills written, they have to assume something, and I think that's what police do, is go ahead and put a plot together.
I think that what they found odd was that everything was to be left to me. It wasn't that I was to get everything myself. It was I was to get it in trust of my younger sister.
But you didn't write that.
I had come up with a story, a lie, of what I was going to tell to the police and what I was going to tell to make this whole thing believable and So throughout the interview, I was telling lies.
I went upstairs and I grabbed my gun because I could see when they're getting out of their van that they had guns. The two guys had guns.
Can you give me an example of some of the lies that you told in the interview?
Oh, there's so many. It would be easier to tell what's true. Almost everything that I told him was a lie.
Two guys went downstairs and I just said, leave my sister alone, I'll go with you. And those guys went downstairs.
My parents have said to me, we've had children to love and to raise, not to throw away, and we'll be there for you no matter what. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, if I admit that I murdered my sister, will they still be there for me? And that's something I've struggled with, and sort of at different stages I've told a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And, you know, as a liar, it's hard for me to tell the truth. And then on top of it, I might lose the only support that I have left, because my parents are the only support I have left.
So there still is some truth to come out about what you did?
Yeah, there is truth to come out.
You still haven't told the whole truth about the murder?
No.
So what's going on?
Yeah, it's always the first couple minutes seems to be hard to talk for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, there was some stuff that sounded a little bit hard to believe. So why don't we start over?
Well,
what happened? Like,
yeah, it's not. When I got out of prison the last time, I came back to my family at Christmas time.
Right.
So that whole time was a confusing period of time in my life for me, because it's Christmas time. There's a lot of pressures from family members, and there was a lot of questions in my mind of, you know, certain things were going to be successful, or certain people I saw were being successful and I wasn't achieving what I wanted to achieve. So in my mind, and it's hard for me to talk about it now, because in my mind I thought about, and I hate to admit it, but I did think about killing my parents. That was a thought.
you thought about actually?
Yeah.
Really?
And it was something in my head that seemed like it was the only alternative for money at the time, or it was just like at a very confusing time. If I do this, I'll get the money, and then I'll get the respect, and then, you know, things will sort themselves out. And I thought about it, and I thought about it. I planned it. It was, and nothing with my sister though. And that afternoon, that's why the gun was there. That's why the wills.
Wow, yeah.
I spent all day with my dad. You know that detail.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it.
Oh.
I had the gun at the back door because
So-
my dad was sleeping on the couch.
Okay. So what was the plan? You were gonna kill your dad, and then.
And then my mom would come home, and
then
then
kill her.
and then I would leave.
Right.
Or at that time I wasn't even sure myself. I would leave, and then say robbers came in, or something like that.
So tell me, I'm confused. So,
Yeah.
okay, you couldn't do it with your dad, and he left to get the car, right?
He left he left with my sister's friend
right.
to come home to get
Okay.
the car.
Mhm.
And then when my sister came home, we just talked like normal, how her school day went, that kind of stuff. She went downstairs and she sat in the chair beside the TV. And I went downstairs and I was gonna take the gun and put it in the garage because the gun was loaded beside the back door, and that's when the accident happened. And when that happened, I panicked.
Right.
I didn't know what to do, and I shot I go over in my head and it's like, I don't know, I could have phoned 911, but I shot my sister in the head it was by accident. The first shot was by accident.
Okay.
She gurgled and basically moaned in pain. I came around, I saw the blood coming out of the side of her head.
So she was still alive?
She was still alive, but not like, it was like in pain. Like people would think I was nuts to describe it like this, but it was like some sort of wounded animal. Not that I'm comparing my sister. That's the only thing I have to compare it to.
So you knew she was seriously injured?
Seriously injured, and I just wanted to stop the pain. And I shot her again.
It certainly explains some stuff, because I know before
Yeah.
you said that you checked her for breathing, or you
Yeah.
checked her artery or something. I don't know if you ever done that, but I mean, it's
No,
a hard thing to do, right?
No,
it's hard
I didn't.
to check if
I don't
someone's
have
alive.
any.
And you didn't call 911.
No.
But do you think that
You
if
kind
you
of
called
triggered it.
911, do you think maybe she would have survived? Maybe.
That's
You
what
don't know.
I don't.
You
I
never
don't
know, right? So you just kept like firing at her.
I kept unloading the gun and just wanting it to stop.
Make
Just
sure that
wanting it to
it's
stop.
over.
It's done. It's like I turned my head. I didn't even look. Like it. I don't. Yeah.
It's been a while since you've been here. Huh?
Yeah, I haven't seen the little rascal
9
Mason
months.
for 9 months.
And today's his birthday.
Well enough to travel now, and I'm excited.
Good.
You say the time frame for the murder was about an hour, and he is now saying that it was an accident. Do you think it is possible that in that time frame he might actually have killed her by accident?
No, I don't think so. Let's remember that at 4:45 p.m., Mason calls his own mother. What he does say to Leslie is, "When are you coming home? How soon are you coming home?" And our position is that that's a very telling piece of information, because he's now waiting for his second victim. And that's when he finds out that mom and dad are coming home together, and that changes his plans, because he cannot shoot two people walking in that door at the same time with a single shot .22 rifle.
Just get this locked.
Here we go, home sweet home. Those are big steps.
Yeah.
Wrong foot. Oh well. Put
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So you want me to go get Mason?
When we found out that he had intent to kill us all, that meaning Jennifer, his mother, and his father, it was clear. It was clearer than ever before.
Perfect. Do you want to put this back in the corner?
There's things that we're going to talk about, and things that I need to talk about, and it's not going to be shocking, I don't think, for me to say that, yes, I did plan to kill you at one point.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hello there.
How are you?
How are
Nice
you?
to see you both.
Well, it's good to see you. It's very good to see you. And
I
Dad?
give you a kiss, but I'm not feeling well.
Yeah, you...
You good?
Now, be careful with...
you around. Good to see you. Good. Good.
Put on weight for you.
Did you?
You're wobbly.
Yeah, I am. I am.
How's your sugar
Good
level?
seeing you. Good.
High,
Good. How's
actually.
yours? How's your sugar?
I don't know.
You don't
I
know?
just got sick, so it's probably low.
Okay.
Okay.
Good?
Thank you.
Yep.
Everybody.
Okay. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Your 4 knives.
4 knives.
Everything else look okay?
All my food.
Got your foods here.
Everything's
Everything's
clean.
good? You're good?
I think so.
All right.
All right. See you on Monday.
All right, have a good visit.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks, bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
So,
here we are.
if I'm feeling like this, I don't know if we'll be able to get through all that food this weekend.
Well, if you're not feeling good, darn, Brian, we'll have to do our best. And is it flu symptoms?
No. It's not really flu, just sick.
So what are we going to do with the cake? Are you going to be able to eat that?
I'm sure Dad can help.
No. Wow. Chocolate truffle.
Do you have any idea why he intended to kill you?
No.
Put it in something.
No. I haven't got a clue.
Put it in.
I would come out and say, what was in your head? Why on earth you would... Number one, you killed your sister, and your intention was to kill us too. Why? Why did you have that on your mind?
We were always there for him. Anytime he ran away or he always came home. It was always returning home. So to destroy the one thing that was closest to him, we have no idea why.
Want a pillow?
Yeah, we'll get a pillow. It's a lot of work, eh?
Yeah. I was failing at life. I was failing. I didn't feel that I was being successful. I saw all my friends moving on and moving forward. I felt like a failure. And then my parents would say stuff over the phone that would sort of tick me off. And it was at that point that I had actually, the thought had entered into my head. Well, one way of dealing with the problems is to kill them.
I'm not going there.
What do you tell me?
Thanks, Dave.
And that would give me the money, and that would give me a fresh start, and that would give me nobody to question me, nobody to be authoritative, nobody to be accountable to. I could just do what I wanted.
Good. Thank you.
And so after I got out of prison, those thoughts were still there. And so I went home, and the whole family was there. It was difficult to face them. They all knew that I was in trouble and that I had been in trouble. And, you know, here, and I'm the only one there that's had any problems really with the law. I brought dice.
Did you? So that's one. I didn't dry that out.
Those thoughts kept on, they were prevalent and they were up front, and
I can feel it for you.
it was difficult. That's when I started to think about the murder of my parents. But it was just going and getting the rifle and going because I knew where it was. Watch your water, Dad. What's the stuff on the table? Hello? Fell back asleep again.
We'll have extra. We'll use it for stir fry.
How did you know we're having stir fry?
I didn't.
There you go.
Okay.
Was this shocking news kind of the elephant in the room that nobody really addressed?
Well, it would be the elephant in the room. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. It's there. He absolutely knows. He made the confession, so he knows, and he knows that we will discuss it. There's no doubt about it. That's good. It's never ending. It's never going to end. You know, it won't end.
You put something in there.
Really. So it's how do you deal with it?
Not bad.
I think you just go a little on blind faith. You just go with your gut instinct and your love for your children, and you do it. You take a piece each time and say, this much I need to know, this much I don't need to know.
Low. Mason, do you want some milk with your cake?
No milk.
No milk for you?
No. Do you want some, Dad?
It's the way we've handled it all the way along, is we keep chipping away type of thing. So I guess being afraid of in my case, of being afraid of losing the family unit. Something that you don't want to lose regarding the family unit, regardless of the costs. And in my heart, I want to still continue on with the family such as is.
So what's the occasion?
For the cake?
Yeah.
It's Mason's birthday.
Yes. And how old would you be today, son?
I don't recall.
You don't remember how old you are?
Would you be between 31 and 33?
That's
that
would
What's
be,
that number in between?
I would believe that would be 32.
32.
Wow.
So then what year were you born? This is 2009.
1977.
Oh.
March 13th?
You're improving on your math.
Some people, as you know, feel that they should have broken with Mason. What do you think?
Well, Mason is their son. And like, you know, Leslie and Brian have said, you just don't throw your family away.
People still shake their heads. Why are you even bothering with your son? Well, all these visits, that's as good as it gets in our life as a family. And those visits are very important as families do need to gather strength from somewhat other normal. So that's our strength is the three of us getting together regardless of what's happened, but keeping in mind of it, whatever, but trying to enjoy the day, you know, because that's as good as it gets for us. Oh, here's that tea. What kind is it again?
It's called...
Something.
They love their son. That's all they have right now.
Cheers, Mason.
Cheers.
It's not that they're not thinking of Jennifer. They love Jennifer. Jennifer is in their hearts, you know, like every day. You know, and she's around spiritually, you know. But because she's not here in body, their only child is Mason. And they are a mom and a dad. And they still have their mothering and their fathering to do with Mason. Regardless that he's in prison and he's murdered his sister. They have chose to support Mason, and they're not going to throw him away. And that's their choice. And people should respect that, or if you don't, then don't say anything at all. Don't be critical, because you have no idea what you would do if you were in their shoes every day.
Well, this is nice. We're happy to be here with you on your birthday.
And also with you. I have been blessed.
You have?
I have two wonderful parents like you.
There you go.
What a crock of shit.